How are you? Bill DeWeese here, pro voiceover talent and voiceover career coach, and I'm back from my road trip to Hilton Head, and it's good, even though it's snowing here in the Chicago area, and it'll be like in the 70s this week in Hilton Head. It's good to be back in my own comfortable studio environment, and it's fine to record from the road, but there's nothing like being back at home base where you really feel everything's set up just the way you want it. It sounds the way you want. It's comfortable. You know what's going on. So anyhow, good to be home in that regard. My question for you today is, are you easy to direct? And to help set this up, I am asking you this question with the idea in mind that the most important thing that you can do to grow your business as a voiceover talent is to get clients who hire you to hire you again and again and again. The best kind of business is repeat business. It's easier and it's less expensive in terms of marketing or advertising if you put any money into that. I mean, it's something you already have. All you have to do is do a few things to make sure they keep coming back. And one of the most important things you can do is to be easy to direct. I consider when a client says, "Hey, you're so easy to direct," that is the highest compliment as a business person who's a voiceover talent that I can receive, because what that means is they left with a great taste in their mouth with working with me, knowing that I'm easy to work with, that I'm going to give them what they want, and I'm going to make the job as quick and easy and as painless as possible. And that's what clients ultimately want. So what does that mean, and what can you do to help make sure that happens? Number one, for me, the first thing that I don't do is I don't overstudy my script. I realize if it's a directed session, I want to make sure that I am open to what they have to say and that I can respond quickly and appropriately with the direction that they have. And if I over practice a script, I become married to the idea that I have in my head. At least it makes it more difficult to separate from that, because if I've practiced or over practiced it, it's harder to make those adjustments and turns. So it doesn't mean I don't look at the script ahead of time. I do, but I usually don't look at it until literally 5 or 10 minutes before the session. I'll look through it. I'll look through it a couple of times. And sometimes I'll even mark a few things to make sure, like if there's some places where I know it'd be easier for me to take a breath here or there, I will do that. But I literally don't spend more than a couple of minutes, because I want to be open to what the client wants me to do. And the more time I spend practicing, the more difficult that will be. Number two, listen. Maybe that goes without saying, but don't just hear, but listen for what the client wants. All right. Try to even beneath the surface. Sometimes the language a client uses and the language we use is a little bit different. So for instance, a client may say, "Hey, give me a little more energy." Well, that's a fairly generic description. As a voiceover talent, as an artist, our job is to understand what kind of energy, where's that energy coming from, and what's the purpose of it. The clients don't always think that way or communicate that way. So be sure that you listen and, as best you can, understand what the client wants, and then simply do your best to give that to them. And the third thing is just remember that you're the talent, not the director. Ultimately, this is their project. It's not my project. It's not your project. We have no say. As a matter of fact, the less you talk, the better. Do more listening than talking. Just simply what they ask, do. Okay? And, we just don't want to be a prima donna or act as if we think we know better, even if we may know better in some circumstances or in some cases. And if they ask for your input, then great, give it to them. But otherwise, just remember, our job is to simply give them what they want. And if you will do those things, what will happen is you will see that you will begin to get more repeat clients. And that's the fastest, most effective and efficient way to grow your voiceover business. I hope you find this helpful. If so, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up, that you'll share, that you'll like, subscribe, and I look forward to talking to you again real soon.